1 out of 5 Florida middle and high school girls have thought about taking their own life within the last year. Think about that for a second. 1 out of 5. In a recent study, the Dolores Barr Weaver Policy Center also found 1 in 3 girls does not feel safe at school and feels hopeless in life. Most of the counties in our area are above the state average. Joining me now are Vicky Barsa, she's Senior Vice President of the Dolores Barr Weaver Foundation, and Jenna Hulse with Open Doors Outreach Network. Good morning, ladies. Thank you for being here. Vicky, let me start with you. I want to look specifically, because there are a number of statistics. This is a very thorough report, obviously. Let's talk a little bit about the percentage of girls who do not feel safe in school. We have those statistics county by county. And I think that what just jumps out at you, Duval County is an example, larger school district, okay, 44%, that's almost half of the girls who don't feel safe. Is there a reason why they feel this way? What kind of feedback, have you received about why girls feel this way?
I think it really has to do with disconnection. A lot of times girls are really focused on relationship and connection, and we've known that for years. And what we're seeing more and more of is a lack of connection and relationship. And what girls are seeking is connection and relationship with adults. And so what we saw in the research was disconnection from teachers and administration, disconnection in their communities, and disconnection with parents. And so when they don't have these adult relationships that feel safe, when they have things happening in their lives, they have nobody to talk to. And so that's why we see these spaces of feeling unsafe. And what I'd like to do also is there's some other statistics, and Jenna, I want to talk to you a little bit about outreach here in just a second, but just to illustrate to our viewer also the feeling of not feeling safe, and then look at these statistics associated with physical bullying that's going on. Baker, Clay, Duval 32%, 33% in Clay, 29% in St. Johns County. Those numbers are about at a third. And then, as you mentioned also, Vicky, this feeling of sort of also hopelessness when you don't feel a connection, where we're talking about in Duval County, 40% of girls report feeling like life is not worth it. These are teenagers. You think about how lonely that must be. And Jenna, there are obviously some ways that we can reach these girls. Let's start first with the conversation that you suggest that parents need to have with perhaps their teenage girl, and then what outreach programs are available here locally.
So one of the things we do is we work with families and we do groups, and when we do the groups, we do an activity that has active listening, and the girls and their parents work together and learn the skills, because it's not always an easy skill to learn. And so when we go through it, it kind of can be a little bit crunchy, I guess.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It can be an uncomfortable conversation, sure.
And so what we do is a role play, and we have the girls play the parent and the parent play the girl. And that way they can see how, when you don't use your active listening skills, a conversation can look like. And when you do, you can then see how we hear each other better. And it's amazing when they do it, and that's like this aha moment. And so we encourage them to continue to work on those active listening skills, because you can't have conversations, the hard conversations, if you can't do the listening and communicating with each other.
And I think that brings up a really good point, because I don't know if there's some little internal clock that once you have a teenage girl, something happens, and maybe it's to the parent as well, that suddenly the things that you used to, the way you used to speak to one another previously, it just feels like there's this barrier, right? And that they're not kind of understanding what you're trying to explain to them. And maybe that's just a parent talking. I know that this study specifically focused on safety and bullying and verbing bullying. All of that is on our website. But there's also another point that I wanted to bring up, and that was the percentage of third grade girls that are below the third grade reading level. Did these statistics startle you? I mean, 22% in Duval County, Clay, Baker, 10%, much smaller percentage in Nassau and St. John's. What is that? Parents need to get more involved in what their kids are learning? Is that giving more resources to the schools to help the kids?
I think it's across the board. I think that we do need more resources in schools, but I also think we need more resources for parents prior to school, right? So there's tons of research that shows the earlier we can engage our children in the education school system, so preschool. So if we have better preschools and access to those services, and engaging children at a younger
them
age,
all raise
we
to
can
that level.
help, right. And so if we don't provide those services to our parents for our children at a younger age, we are going to continue to lose our kids, and we're going to see lower reading levels.
It takes a full conversation with everyone
Right.
involved. Very quickly, you have a summit that's coming up next month.
do.
Describe, if you will, what is happening with the summit and who should attend.
So it is available to everybody. We encourage parents also as well to come and attend. We have 3 tracks that we'll be focusing on. One specifically focused on commercial sexual exploitation, because we know that's a really hot topic. Right now, Duval is ranked 3rd in that area in the number of calls that the hotline receives. And so it is on October 24th and 25th, and you can visit our website, seethegirl.org/summit.
More information.
For
And we'll
more
include this
information.
in the interview also, which we posted to our website, news4jax.com. Thank you both for being here. Do appreciate it.